Hi, I'm Alicia Welcher, host of our Back to School Sew Along sponsored by Janome. Now, my favorite feature of this amazing Janome Continental M17 that I'm going to bring you this week is this huge hoop. This is the largest single position embroidery hoop on the market today at 11 by 18. That is massive. Now, you may be wondering how we are going to use this huge hoop on this little bitty dress. We are going to do our buttonholes in the hoop. Now, this dress buttons completely up the back. And so doing our buttonholes in the hoop is going to allow us to do them very quickly and very precisely, which is going to be great. So let's head over to my sample boards and I will show you exactly how easy it is to use this huge hoop to do your buttonholes for your dress. Okay, so here at our sample boards, I have a piece of tearaway stabilizer in my hoop. And this is again my 11 by 18 inch hoop. I've pulled up the embroidery file for my size. So they're all by size. You just need to make sure that you're pulling up the right file. The first color, and I've done a couple of things here just so that I can show you this whole process, but the first color that you stitch is going to stitch your placement lines, and that is the black lines that are on this stabilizer. So there's a short line here, and then there's a long line. And then over here, it repeats. There's a short part of a line and a long part of a line. Okay, we're going to line up on this is the left-hand side of your hoop. We're actually looking at it sideways, but we're going to line up on the left-hand side of your hoop first. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the very top of your back placket and you are going to line it up with the short line, and you're going to take the finished edge of your back placket and you are going to line it up with the long line. Okay, so we're just going to get this up here. Get it all aligned nicely. Okay, and then you would hold this in place using either some straight pins that are over here outside of the placket area, or using temporary spray adhesive. Okay, so you get it all lined up nicely and you get everything stuck in place, and then you're going to move your sleeve out of the way and you're going to move your collar out of the way so that nothing gets stuck in the embroidery that you don't want to have stuck in the embroidery. Okay, then you're going to stitch color number 2, and I stitched color number 2 with my construction thread, not with embroidery thread. You could use embroidery thread if you want to. The only thing with embroidery thread is it's going to be a little bit shinier. Your construction thread will work just fine for this, and it'll look just like you did them on your sewing machine rather than by embroidery. So you're going to do your next color. Color number 2 is going to stitch the first few buttonholes, as many as it can down the length of this hoop. Okay, so it'll stitch all of those. Then you are going to remove the dress from the stabilizer very carefully, one buttonhole at a time. Okay, so when you do that, I've obviously done it already, but when you do that, what you want to have is you want to have these little holes. You don't want one big hole. You just want several small holes, because the more of the stabilizer we can keep intact on this side, the more stable this side is going to stay. And we're going to do the rest of our buttonholes on this right-hand half of our hoop. So if we make small holes over here, this will still be stable. If we make one big large hole over on this side, this is no longer stable and you've got to start over, and it's just a waste of your stabilizer. So what we're going to do here on this half, which would be the right-hand half of your hoop, remember we're looking at it sideways because it's easier to place this sideways. We are going to take the last buttonhole of the last hooping and we are going to center it on this short placement line. Okay, so if I just put it up here, you can see that my buttonhole is here and that short placement line is right there. We're just going to slide it over. Then we're going to place the finished edge of our back placket again onto the long line. Okay, and again, you're going to hold this in place either with pins that are over here outside of the placket area or with a temporary spray adhesive. And you're going to stitch the third color. The third color will just stitch the rest of your buttonholes. And then you can remove this from the stabilizer and your buttonholes will be complete. They just need to be cut open, and then you can use those to place the buttons on the other placket. Okay, and then your dress will be finished and it will be beautiful. So this is my favorite way to put in buttonholes, and I'm sure that it will soon become your favorite way as well.